following contest is set for one fall and has a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this special exclusive DVD extra matchup. That's right, Crunch 2005, the Dark Match, a special bonus matchup for our fans, our gold ringside ticket holders, silver ringside ticket holders, and you, our special friends at the Frontier Wrestling Alliance. This is a very special Dark Match, come just 1 month after the first ever FWA Open Invitation, and one man who made a name for himself, if not necessarily for the right reasons, at the Open Invitation. This man here, Tony Superstar Sefton. Well, he certainly believed that. Tony Superstar Sefton, feeling that the Open Invitation was beneath him, and walked out.
And his opponent.
And here comes his opponent, a man who was successful. He was chosen by you, the FWA faithful, to face Max Voltage. That's right. Here he is, Jack Storm. Jack Storm, who has been making a bit of a name for himself around the country as of late. And is that looks like the XPW European title, or at least the briefcase that Storm's namesake, no relative I believe, carried around for the last year and goodness knows how long. I'm guessing Jack Storm must be the black sheep of the Storm family, and Tony Superstar Sefton looks nonplussed. Even referee Steve Linsky has a small smile in his eyes, and the bell rings, and we're going to kick things off here with the dark match of the Broxbourne Civic Hall FWA Crunch 2005. Well, despite his arrogant attitude, Tony Superstar Sefton certainly seems to have his fair share of fans amongst the gold and silver ringside ticket holders. Fans certainly bemused by the appearance of the XPW European Championship. I would imagine, I don't think that belt's on the line. In fact, Storm doesn't even hold I'm pretty sure the belt was dissolved, let's be honest. Two men lock up, and this dark match is a real big opportunity for both men to shine in the FWA. Storm obviously already had his chance last month when he took on Max Voltage, and indeed I know Tony Superstar Sefton has been knocking on the doors of FWA management and matchmakers for many months now, and having been given this opportunity, desperate to make a name for himself and give as good a performance as he possibly can. Oh my goodness, a clean break from Sefton, but nonetheless an arrogant slap to the face of Storm. Storm doesn't look too pleased. Well, I think the look on Storm's face says, if that's how you want to play it, I'm going to go toe-to-toe with you every step of the way. Two look up. Oh! Thought we were going to get a clean break. Storm able to reverse it. Storm tries the same trick. Tony Sefton falls for his own trick. Oh, what a nice trip up there. Tony Sefton gets slammed to the mat. And Jack Storm is taking control in short order of this contact. Whips him off the ropes. And Tony Sefton in some trouble in the early goings of this dark match. Jack Storm gets reversed. The two catch each other. Both have the same idea. Whip to the buttocks and he's over. Sefton is down. Jack Storm now rallying to get the Broxbourne faithful behind him. Sefton in the corner, takes a big forearm. We've got a headlock, and what are we going to... Something awfully familiar about all that. Sefton certainly saw it coming. And it looks like Jonny Storm is somewhat of a big influence on this contest. Guessing Jack Storm must have been watching a couple of old tapes this evening. Sefton now wrenching the head and neck area. Certainly not a chokehold, but it's not going to make breathing any easier. Now pulling back the arms. Storm not going to submit. It's too big an opportunity for him, but he really needs to get out of this hold before the damage is done. Sefton really cinching it in there. Jack Storm doing everything he can. Sefton realising he's not going to get a submission from that. I'm pretty sure that was a closed fist though, which as you know is illegal.
Next week we'll start counting.
Well, the t-shirt comes off and Tony Superstar Sefton means business. Elbow to the back of Storm's head. And now Storm getting choked out on the middle rope. Very athletic individual, Tony Superstar Sefton. Very impressive. The man has all the tools to go a long way in this business. Really, the only thing he lacks is big match experience. Referee keeping an eye on both men here. Sefton brings Storm back down to the mat. Very cocky, very cocky. Confidence is no bad thing, but you really want to look out for yourself because in wrestling, as in life, pride comes before a fall. Cover 1, 2. Well, it's going to take more than that to put Jack Storm away. And Tony Sefton really impressing in this contest here. After walking out on the open invitation last month, had to question his attitude. Oh my goodness, what a great hold that is. Storm looks to be in tremendous pain. Is he tapping? I think no, he didn't tap out. The referee in a great position there. Storm very keen to break that hold. Rolls into the ropes to keep Sefton away from him. Sefton really showing wisdom beyond his years in this matchup. Storm now struggling to fight back. Reversal. Storm's in the ropes now. Catches Tony Superstar Sefton, who lands on his feet. Sefton blocks the chop, and I think he may have got a fistful of ice there. Well, Sefton trained by the famous Tony Scarlo. And it's really showing. Sefton seems to know every trick in the book. And Jack Storm, who showed so much potential against Max Voltage here at Broxbourne last month, not getting much of a look in here on this occasion in the dark match at Crunch 2005. Here's the cover, just a 2 count on this occasion as the matchup continues, but Sefton can't believe it. Indeed, Sefton displaying an attitude that isn't endearing himself too much to the to some of the more concerning fans of the FWA. Again, a nice backflip from Sefton. Not quite sure what it accomplished. Very powerful clothesline there, taking Storm out of his boots. Storm on the ground, and here we go, the finishing manoeuvre from Tony Sefton. It's got to be all over. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Oh my goodness, Jack Storm somehow kicks out of that. My goodness gracious me. Well, if Jack Storm can kick out of that, doesn't bode well for superstar Tony Sefton. Storm now ducking 2 clothesline and catches Sefton off guard. Both men down now. Storm's taking an awful lot of punishment. As you can see there, he's clutching the back of his neck, which has just faced a continual barrage of assault from Sefton. Sefton down. The referee making the 10 count. Already up to 7. Storm now back up to his feet, using the ropes to help himself stand up. Both men slugging it out toe to toe, bang in the centre of the ring. This match has taken so much out of both men. Storm, though, with a flurry of offense. Now catching Storm with a big clothesline. Nice drop kick there from Jack Storm. Picks up the superstar. Whips him off the ropes. Oh, and Tony Superstar Sefton looks like he landed pretty badly there on his knee. And I think Storm can smell that. Drops him on his head. And that has got to be it. He's going for the cover now. The referee's in a great position. But Storm thinking twice. The matchup is over. If Storm had wanted to, he could have covered Sefton for 6 or 7 there. But instead reaches for the XPW suitcase, and finally I think we're going to find out what's inside it. Storm, I don't know if he's stolen that from Jonny Storm or what, doesn't seem to know the combination. He's asking the referee to help out. But really, this is very inopportune. Oh, Tony Sefton catching Storm there with a very unique roll-up. Gets a yellow card for it, and Linsky refusing to count the full there.
With a yellow card.
Yellow card there for the testicular-based offense of Tony Superstar Sefton.
Yellow card for a low blow.
Oh! Referee distracted there with the yellow card. Sefton uses the suitcase, and that's it. 1, 2, 3. And Jack Storm losing the dark match here at FWA Crunch 2005. Strong time for both men, but Tony Superstar Sefton had what it took, and on this night, he was the victor here at FWA Crunch 2005. Your man there, Jack Storm, could have had the match won, but he decided to pick up that XPW suitcase of his namesake Jonny Storm. Seems to be distracted, almost possessed by it. That cost him the victory. And it's a big win here for Tony Superstar Sefton. And make no mistake about it, we'll be seeing much more of this young man in the weeks and months to come here in the Frontier Wrestling Alliance.
Fans, that was the special bonus match. We're going to open our doors up now for the rest of the ticket holders. Don't go anywhere. We will be back very shortly with FWA Crunch 2005. The FWA Crunch to be That's right, Kibbles and Trumps. The Manchester Massive are back in his house. We've not been booked once again here at Broxbourne. But don't worry, because the Manchester Massive are back. And we're selling doggy gear outside Joey decked out too. So come and see us for all the way they need. Now hit back music. Amy, you're like you're shocking between your pride and sure look shrouded. Keep on.
Well, these young men have got no business being out there at all. Stealing the microphone from ringside. Finally have been confronted by FWA security. And let's hope they get ejected from the building in short order. These young men representing a disturbing phenomenon in youth culture. It's currently emerging in Britain. That of the chav. Ooh. My goodness, Declan O'Connor there had one member of the Manchester Massive getting thrown down the stairs. Deservedly so, in my opinion. And security now forcefully removing the Manchester Massive from the building. And frankly, these young men disgust me.
Gentlemen, the FWA management team would like to issue a statement. To that end, please welcome Acting Managing Director of the FWA, Elizar Cabrera, and his new Executive Assistant, Ms. Jane Childs.
Here comes Elizar Cabrera and Jane Childs, who finds herself in a position of authority. I would be interested to know how she rose so quickly up the ranks.
Thank you, John. As you may be aware, the tag team titles haven't been defended for several months. So I'd like to now call out the tag team champions, Hampton Court, the Duke of Danger and Simmons.
Well, indeed, the FWA Tag Team Champions, Hampton Court, winning the belts almost a year ago, but due to an unfortunate illness on Simmons' part, they have not been defended in recent months, and Elizar Cabrera has come out here now to get to the bottom of the situation. But as you can see, Simmons still not here.
Duke, I've caught you here, and I think you know why. It's been 5 months since you defended the belts, and the FWA management have discussed this long and hard, and we've come to a decision.
What my boss, Mr. Cabrera, is trying to say is that we have decided to strip you of the title.
No, that is not what we decided. Duke, Hampton Court won't be stripped of the titles if you sign this contract to defend those belts at the next available FWA show.
Duke of Danger examining the legal papers. But whose music is this? Well, it's the Twisted Genius Dean Ayers. We haven't seen Dean Ayers since the departure of Virgil from the FWA. But who's this he has with him? It is, of course, his new protégés, the tag team of Styx and Martin Stone. They made their FWA debut with an impressive demolition of the Manchester Massive at New Frontiers. And you can bet your bottom dollar that AS has got more than one eye on the FWA Tag Team Championship.
This situation is ludicrous. The rules state that the belt should be defended once every 3 main shows, and now we've had Gold Rush, New Frontiers, and now here we are at Crunch, and the belts still aren't being defended. In my book, that means that Hampton Court should be stripped of the belts, and for you to stand here and say that they're not because of extenuating circumstances makes a mockery of the rules and makes a mockery of you as the managing director. Now my solicitors, Baker, Brink and Didcock, tell me we are being discriminated against because we aren't as popular with these people as Hampton Court. And the only reason you're making this decision is to try and be the fan-friendly director. We are the aggrieved party. Where is our access to these medical reports? Because I'm sorry, I don't believe for a second that there's anything wrong with Simmons. Last time I was managing Belton and I was trying to face you, you had some dodgy broken arm that postponed the match for months and months and months. Well, I'm sorry. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And I'm not falling for this one again. I'm going to give you a choice myself right now. You can do the honourable thing and forfeit the belts right now to the champions in waiting. Or you can sign that contract. But mark my words, if you sign that contract to face us, we can make your life very miserable indeed.
Oh, hang on a second. Martin Stone there attacking the Duke of Danger unaware now. And Sticks and Stone are administering a severe
And this is just a
discount on the Duke of
taster of
Danger.
what will come to you. So you've got to make a choice right now.
But here comes Simmons the Butler. Simmons making a triumphant return to the FWA to help out his tag team partner and fellow champion, the Duke of Danger. Simmons now with the microphone. What's he got to say to the fans?
I've been stood back there for the last 5 minutes and I'm sick to death of hearing your big mouth give it large, pal. I want everyone here, first of all FWA, I've missed you all, you're brilliant guys, thank you.
Well, we've missed you too, Simmons. It's great to have you back here in the FWA.
Do you want to hear some good news? Okay, well the good news is I'm 100% back to health. And listen here, fat boy.
I'm not sure which one of the three they're referring to there.
Anytime, any place, you three want to face Simmons and the Duke of Danger for the FWA Tag Team Championship. You've got it, boys. Anytime, Markham, Cleveland, or Broxbourne, do you want to see it?
Simmons there making it absolutely clear.
Now, DAS, Sticks, and Martin, I'm going to give you, to the count of 10, to give your three fat monkey asses back there, and we're going to have this fight right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 100. Get to the back of Warhammer now!
Well, it looks like when push comes to shove.
99 and 999 1,000s.
James Charles not impressed at all.
Thank you, FWA, it's good to be back.
Charles, of course, all in favour of stripping the champions. Elazar Cabrera put in a very difficult position, but it appears that Simmons is in very good health indeed. And he was more than happy to defend the belt. DNAS wanted them handed it to him on a plate, it seemed like. When push come to shove, and Sticks and Stones would have had to fight for the belts, they went scarpering back to the dressing room.
Ladies and gentlemen, our opening contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit, and it's the semi-final in the Flyweight tournament contest. Introducing first,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FWA Crunch 2005, right here at the Broxbourne Civic Hall. You join us now as we kick the show off with an FWA Flyweight tournament matchup. This is the semi-finalist, Spud, taking on the youngster from the FWA Academy, as you see him here in the ring, the human dynamo, Max Bolton.
And his opponent,
oh, here he comes now, one of the most popular young men in the FWA, the youngster from Birmingham, Spud. One of the very smallest wrestlers in the country to date, but no doubt about it, one of the men with the biggest hearts. That said, this flyweight tournament really couldn't have come at a better time for Spud. So used to giving up huge amounts of height and weight in most matchups. However, in this tournament, Spud is not giving up very much height or weight at all to any of the competitors, and indeed has to be considered one of the favourites to win the belt. The popular Max Voltage first came to the attentions of fans in the FWA last month when he appeared in the Open Invitational matchup against Jack Storm. Voltage impressed so much that he was booked for the Morecambe show and won himself a place in the FWA Flyweight tournament. And indeed, last month at Morecambe, Max Voltage beat his trainer from the FWA Academy, the specialist Mark Sloan, and on the very same show, Spud beat Jack Storm. These two men face each other tonight in what promises to be a hard-hitting, very fast-paced contest, and the winner of which will receive a spot in the final of the tournament to crown the first ever FWA Flyweight champion. Voltage now finds himself in trouble on the outside. Spud runs up the ropes and great Scott! Voltage smashing the back of his skull hard into the steel railings there at ringside, and Spud not landing too well either. This is the kind of action you will see throughout the FWA Flyweight tournament. And no matter who wins, we are going to have one heck of a deserving champion. Cover there from Spud. Just gets the two. Referee Andy Quilden doing a great job in this contest. Spud now has Max Voltage in the corner, whips him out. Max gets the legs up, goes to the top, nice moonsault there. Can he cover? Does. 1, 2. Not able to get all of it. Spud kicks out there. Voltage ducks the clothesline, goes for the sunset flip. Spud sees it coming. Cover. 2. Reversal and another 2 count there from Max Voltage. Both these men very evenly paced here. Nice cover there from Max Voltage. Very unique pinning predicament there. Nonetheless, Spud able to kick out, and this action is so incredibly fast-paced. Super kick there from Spud slows the action down considerably. Cover, hooks the leg. That should be all, but Max Voltage kicking out there. Voltage, a newcomer to the main academy shows, but we have seen him in the FWA Academy down in Portsmouth for the last several years. Indeed, Voltage started at the FWA Academy when he was no older than 13 or 14 years old. Much like Spud, he was the smallest man in the class. He had everything against him, but he had that unquantifiable passion and desire to succeed. He's had a really sound schooling in the academy, and now is hoping to make a name for himself in this FWA Flyweight tournament. And what a way to introduce himself to the fans, that if he could become the first ever Flyweight champion. Indeed, he's not going to get a better shot than this. If he beats Spud, he will go through to the final of this tournament.
son. Let's see quicker weights in it.
Well, Quilden admonishing Spud for not breaking the hold too quickly. I don't think Spud is doing that in bad sport. I think he's just so wrapped up in this contest because Spud, as successful as he has been in the FWA in the last several months, has not yet had a chance to taste championship gold. And despite all the kudos that he has received from the fans, from the management, from the FWA officials and matchmakers, he would love nothing more than championship glory. Drop kick there from Max Voltage. Spud back up to his feet. Voltage now goes for the cover. Spud kicks out after 2. A lot of high-risk manoeuvres in this matchup. Neither man willing to stay down for the count of 3.
Let's have the upper right side. Bring out the right. 1, 2.
Voltage goes to the top. Spud catches him. Max landing on his feet. Goes up again. This time catches Spud with a nice left hook. Voltage on the outside. Bulldog from the top rope. And Spud must be down. Spud very wisely rolling to the outside there where he cannot be pinned. Voltage looking for Spud. Realising he's out of the ring. And now that move which took as much out of Voltage as it did out of Spud. Spud making his way out to the entranceway. Voltage on the top rope, comes off the top and jeepers creepers! Both men down, and that has got to be all. Referee, come on, check on these men. Check on these men. Spud grasping his right elbow, shaking some feeling back into it. And Voltage holding his lower back and grimacing. He is in considerable pain. Came off the top rope. Both men landing hard on the outside. Voltage rolled Spud back into the ring first.
Max Factor!
Going for the Max Factor, his finishing move. Spud knew that was coming. Catches Voltage. And hits him with a boot to the back of the head. Here we go now. Voltage lands hard on the back of his skull. Cover 1, 2. And Max kicks out. Voltage made a big mistake there. He called for his finishing manoeuvre. Now certainly the crowd heard it, the referee heard it, but Spud heard it. Spud knew what was coming. He was able to reverse the hold. And now Max Voltage finds himself in a lot of trouble. Up against the ropes, gets whipped off the top. Ooh! Voltage now evening things up somewhat. Spud takes nothing but knee. Spud landing face first. Voltage going for the cover. 2, 3. No, it's going to take more than that to put Spud away.
Got the shoulder up.
Referee Quilden there saying the shoulder was up. Voltage again going for his patented finishing manoeuvre. The Max Factor again. Calls it out. Hits it this time. That's got to be all. Does he have the strength to cover Spud? Spud has to be out of it. Well, Voltage thinking better. He's thinking he's going to make sure. Comes off the top rope. Well, Max wanted to put Spud away, but Spud able to get out of the ring. Oh, Spud now. Here we go. Here it is. Holy Spud, that has got to be it. Max now in the middle of the ring. Spud going to the top rope. We are going to see a twisting corkscrew moonsault. Here it goes. The cover 1, 2, 3, and Spud makes his way through to the final of the FWA Flyweight tournament. Who will he face? We will have to find out at the next show. But for now, we know that Spud has a 50-50 shot at being the first ever FWA Flyweight tournament champion. Big win here for Spud. Max Voltage did himself no shame at all, and he can make his way back to the FWA Academy with his head held high. But at the end of the day, it was Spud who emerged victorious. And many congratulations to Spud for a big win here, the opening contest of FWA Crunch 2005. Spud looking over his fallen foe, helping him back to his feet. Both men very good friends. Indeed, Voltage, I know, views Spud as somewhat of an inspirational figure. Both men very evenly matched indeed. In the end, it was only the inexperience of Max Voltage who hit Spud with his finishing manoeuvre, the Max Factor. Rather than go for the cover when he had the opportunity, he wanted to make sure, with a high-risk manoeuvre off the top rope, Spud had just enough wit about him to roll out of the way. Spud hitting his finishing manoeuvre. 1, 2, 3, it was all over. Spud goes through to the final of the FWA Flyweight Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest has a 30-minute time limit, is set for 1 fall, and is a street fight. The rules are, there are no rules. However, pinfalls or submissions must take place within the confines of the wrestling ring. Introducing first the special guest referee for the bout, Sweet Saraya.
Well, Sweet Saraya has got a very heavy emotional investment indeed in this contest. She is the husband of Ricky Knight and the stepmother of the Zebra Kid, who is the son of Ricky Knight. And really, the storyline behind this matchup is more complicated than an episode of Family Affairs. Going back, of course, to Carpe Diem, June 2004 at the Brent Town Hall.
Introducing first,
indeed, Sweet Saraya looks like she is pondering her priorities very keenly indeed. Where will her loyalties lie?
the master of disaster, Rowdy Ricky Knight.
As I said, the story for this contest goes back nearly a year to Carpe Diem, Brent Town Hall, June 2004. The Zebra Kid had a shot at the FWA British Heavyweight title against the anarchist Doug Williams. He chose his father, Ricky Knight, to accompany him and stand in his corner, and in the end, Ricky Knight turned against his own son and cost him a shot at the FWA belt. The Zebra Kid assumed it was an accident, assumed that Ricky Knight didn't know what he was doing, but it led to a match next month at Vendetta and Broxbourne that turned into a bloody and violent brawl, ending only when the younger son of Ricky Knight, the brother of the Zebra Kid, Jack Zodiac, interjected himself. He couldn't stand seeing 2 members of his own family entrenched in a blood feud. Stepped inside the ring, he's only 12, 13 years old. They got in the middle of things. The Zebra Kid accidentally super kicked him square in the jaw. While the Zebra Kid tended to his fallen younger brother, Rowdy Ricky Knight showed no concern at all for his youngest son, covered the Zebra Kid and got the win. And that leads almost to tonight.
And his opponent.
Come on, Ricky!
Well, making his way to the ring shortly. Well, hang on a second, we saw as Rowdy Ricky Knight came out, those are members of the WAW roster. FWA security making sure that things don't get out of hand. And here comes the Zebra Kid. It's fantastic to see him back in the FWA. As I said, he had a very violent feud with his father, Rowdy Ricky Knight, at Vendetta last year. Zebra Kid faced some serious personal problems that took him away from aggression and commitments for several months. He returned a reformed man to the FWA and had a great match against Chris Hero, at the end of which it appeared that Zebra Kid had made his peace with the Rowdy one. But it wasn't to be. Knight felt that Zebra Kid had brought shame on the family and said that this feud was far from over.
Okay, people!
Well, there's no secret who the FWA fans are getting behind. It is, of course, the Zebra Kid.
Roy! If you don't shut up, I'm going to go and slap you! Shut up! You stinking ugly cow!
Certainly got away with words, that gentleman, I'll tell you that.
wet themselves. We can avoid this right now. You can avoid the biggest arse kicking you've ever had in FWA.
Well, neither man like to back down from a fight, but frankly, it might be for the best. I wonder what Ricky Knight's going to offer the Zebra Kid.
If you just get down on your knee and say, sorry, Dad.
Somehow, I don't see that happening.
You just say, sorry, Dad. I have been a bit of a prat. I'm coming home to WAW and bollocks to FWA.
Well, WAW, of course, the promotion owned by Rowdy Ricky Knight. Zebra Kid certainly no stranger to either promotion, but it's really in the FWA that the Zebra Kid has made a name for himself, impressing fans alike with, well, Rowdy Ricky Knight there attacking before the bell, impressing fans and matchmakers alike, winning the All England Championship, and indeed holding the belt for the better part of a year. Certainly one of the most successful All England champions in FWA history. Rowdy Ricky Knight now feeling no other way to get to his son but without a street fight. Zebra Kid rallying to get the fans behind him. I don't think he's going to have to try too hard. The fans here in the FWA, particularly at Broxbourne, love the Zebra Kid. And this man used to love the Zebra Kid. It's his father, Rowdy Ricky Knight. How can you do that to your son? He's hitting him square in the skull with a kendo stick. They're the stars of the WAW. I wonder how they managed to score such good tickets. Rowdy Ricky Knight throwing Zebra to the outside, and already this match is going to get ugly. Zebra Kid gets whipped into the front guardrail. Now Zebra Kid thrown head first into the steel chair, and Ricky Knight showing no remorse at all. And all Sweet Saraya can do is look on. This is a street fight sanctioned by the FWA. Anything goes. The only concession to normality is that the pinfall or submission has to take place within the confines of the squared circle. But as it is, anything goes, including a power slam to the wooden floor. Anything goes. And now Ricky Knight hitting his own son with a steel chair. As Saraya looks on. Indeed, so many times we've seen these two. So many times we've seen these two on the brink of making up. If they wanted to, they could win any tag team belt in the land. What a great father-son combination they could be. Both men, I know, deep down have to be proud of each other, but my goodness, they are fighting like they don't know each other. Zebra Kid there emptying the contents of the trash bag that he brought to the ring, and inside is a steel baking tray and a frying pan, I think, and he hits his own father over the head with them. Debris flying everywhere. And Saraya pleading with both men to go easy on each other. Desperate for both men to get this back into the ring and let it be over. Oh, Ricky Knight just slapping his own son with a steel cooking sheet. And Zebra Kid taking a real pounding here. Already in the early goings of this matchup, neither man holding anything back. Several international objects coming into play here, including the ring bell. Knight now going into the timekeeper's table, and the Zebra Kid with a big chair to the left arm of Ricky Knight. Now clubbing him with lefts and rights to the skull and the upper spine. Oh, but it's the low blow that the Zebra Kid off. Zebra Kid now trying to put some distance between himself and his father as he recovers. Knight stays on him, tosses him into the crowd, and this could turn ugly in a hurry. Ricky Knight now leading his son up the stairs here at the Broxbourne Civic Hall. Zebra Kid with a nice kick. And these fans need to get out of the way quickly, and so does our cameraman. Zebra Kid showing the after effects of a low blow. Picks up his own father and slams him down on the hard, cold floor. Fans solidly behind the Zebra Kid. But Ricky Knight is such a hostile, fiery competitor. I almost think he gets off on the fans' anger, on the fans' negativity. Clothesline there takes him out of his boots. And the Zebra Kid signals that he's got another steel sheath in his bag. Ricky Knight taking it in his stride almost, and the look on his face says it all. And Saraya looks like she can't take much more of this. She is in between a rock and a hard place. Ooh, the kendo stick to the groin. This might be a no disqualification matchup and anything goes street fight. But really, for the sake of both men's well-being, Saraya might just want to call an end to this right now. Zebra Kid working over his father in the corner. Goes once again for the steel chair. Laying it in the crotch area of his father. Drops a big boot in. And Ricky Knight took one heck of a forceful blow there. And the fans demanding one more time. Well, I think they just might see it. Ooh! Not if Ricky Knight has anything to say about it. Knight now sets his son up for a DDT. And the Zebra Kid landed hard on one of the steel chairs. Saraya goes for the cover. Zebra Kid able to kick out somehow. And even though this is father against son, even though both men have strong family ties against each other, even though they have known each other all their lives, neither man holding anything back, neither man going easy on the other, and Zebra Kid gets slammed the back of his skull, landing hard on the steel chair. And Ricky Knight gets the cover, and thankfully this one is over. 2, 3, and here we go, the Zebra Kid is kicked out. I don't know if he's not thinking, I don't know if it's a matter of pride or what, but the Zebra Kid kicking out there, despite the fact that the back of his skull was nearly cracked clean open on one of the FWA ringside steel chairs. Nonetheless, Zebra Kid fights back. Nice scoop slam there. And I don't like the look of this one little bit, and neither does Sweet Saraya, who has flung the ring. And Ricky Knight's groin tasted steel, meeting kendo stick. Ooh. And that's going to take Zebra Kid down in a hurry. Zebra Kid again taking a barrel to the outside. In this kind of matchup, probably not for the rest. More likely to get hold of another illegal object. Doesn't work on this occasion as Ricky Knight pounds him into the steel railing. And once again, this matchup finds itself amongst you, the FWA fans. Thankfully, FWA secure of your hand to make sure this one doesn't get too far out of hand. As a Civic Hall rubbish bin comes into play. Oh my goodness! Ricky Knight just pounding his son over the skull with a rubbish bin from the Civic Hall. And you can hear the dueling FWA WAW chants. Of course, it's about 300 to 1. The FWA faithful very solidly behind the Frontier Wrestling Alliance. And as we saw, it's only the very select few members of the WAW roster in the front row sticking up for their man, their boss, Rowdy Ricky Knight. As well they might, to be fair. Let's just hope they don't get physically involved in the confrontation. As I said, this match very nearly a year in the making. And what an epic battle it has turned into so far. Zebrakid now attempting to crotch his own father on the ring post. Ricky Knight trying to block it. Zebra can get this. Ooh. Knight's ankle there. I thought he was going for the crotch, but the ankle might be even more devastating. If Ricky Knight cannot stand, there's no way he can cover his own son. And now Zebrakid choking out his own father with a t-shirt. And the t-shirt comes off, and we can see that the Zebrakid is in great shape. Goes to whip his father off the ropes. Zebrakid ducks the clothesline. Both men have the same idea. Both went down. And Saraya, not sure what to do, makes the count. Fans urging Zebrakid up to his feet. Saraya already up to 7. Knight now with a count. Just a 2 count there as the Zebrakid kicks out. Ironically, if it wasn't for his father, Rowdy Ricky Knight, then the Zebrakid never would have even wrestled for the Frontier Wrestling Alliance. Indeed, Ricky Knight phoned in the TalkSport Wrestling radio show several years ago and suggested the Zebrakid. He said, I've got a great young talent for you. Why not bring him in? He did, and the rest, as they say, is history. But Zebrakid became so successful and made such a big star for himself, such a big name in the FWA that Rowdy Ricky Knight got jealous. He wanted him back. He wanted him to be the centre point of the WAW. And now it's led slowly over time to this devastating brawl. 2 grown men hitting each other as hard as humanly possible with cooking implements. Ricky Knight, obviously with much more experience than the Zebrakid, almost certainly taught him everything he knows. But the Zebrakid has that intangible factor, that being the support of the FWA fans. Knight with a kendo stick to the outside. What a sadistic move. In good conscience, how can one man do that to another, much less his own son? Frankly, I'm disgusted by the actions of Ricky Knight in this contest. Fancy taking a kendo stick to your own son. Oh, another one hits him on the side of the head. You see Zebrakid feeling his own shoulder, and I think he's had enough. Zebrakid now fighting back. A lot of the strength has been zapped out of him. Trying to whip his father out of the corner. Finally successful in doing so. Knight catches him, tosses him to the outside. Zebrakid lands on the apron. And Ricky Knight not happy at all by a comment made by one of the fans there. Distracted just long enough for Zebrakid to get back on the inside. Ricky Knight goes over the top. Zebrakid avoids the leapfrog there. Here we go now. Zebrakid ducks and oh! Zebrakid with a stunner-like maneuver. And Ricky Knight looks to be in trouble. And the WAW roster looking on in grave concern there. And the FWA fans, I think, know what's coming next. As indeed do we all. Zebrakid going to the top rope, but his father already starting to make his way back to his feet. Zebrakid comes off the top and catches him with a nice forearm. Sweet Saraya and indeed FWA security distracted by FWA officials. Ricky Knight using the kendo stick, and Saraya there with the 3 count. Ricky Knight there scoring the win against his son. No thanks at all to the WAW roster in the front row. Saraya was distracted. It was a anything goes contest nonetheless. Ricky Knight using the kendo stick to knock his own son unconscious, and I think we've got some trouble here in the crowd as the WAW roster members are making themselves known. And really, I think we should get the camera off this in a hurry. Well, thankfully the FWA have a strong security team. They're clearing the venue here before things turn ugly. Ricky Knight there with a big win. Zebra Kid doesn't know what happened.
Hang on a minute. Do you know how difficult it's been for me to be in this ring and referee a match between my son and my husband and try and call that fair? Now please, I need to talk to my son. Sweetheart, there was something going on over there. They're saying that you put, I'm sorry, it was complete, all I saw was your dad. I swear to you, I swear to your son. It was so hard for me, it really was, and I just really apologise. I'm sorry. But I hope that this now is the end of it. It's got to be the end of it. Let's now shake hands.
Well, let's hope they can put this behind them. No, Ricky Knight waving him off. Well, this is a very... Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! I was going to say, I didn't want to swap places with sweet Saraya for all the money in the world. I thought she was in a terribly difficult position. But finally she reveals herself, shows her true colours. And I suppose if you think about it, not surprisingly, reveals herself to be very much on the side of her husband, Rowdy Ricky Knight, and the Zebra Kid finds himself alone in the ring, and indeed alone in life. FWA security checking up on him there. Zebra Kid's lost his father, lost his stepmother, and he's lost the contest. And we don't need to see this at all. What a terrible situation this is for the Zebra Kid. And really how sad that it had to happen under the glare of the public eye. You get out of here, you've done your damage, Saraya, you get out of here now. Get these men back to the dressing room immediately. Let's get some help out here for the Zebra Kid. Oh! Zebra Kid there with a big kick indeed to the poor member of the FWA security team, picking him up now. Come on, Zebra. Oh, power on there, taking our security member out of his boot. And I think we didn't see it last time, but it looks like we are going to see it now. Zebra Kid's patented elbow to Zebra crossing. The crowd calling for it. And I guess you've lost the match, you've lost the family. Still got the support of the fans. Coming with the top rope, fans very much behind the Zebra Kid. And here we go, Zebra landing. And let's get some help out here for our security member. Well, the crowd applauding the Zebra Kid, but I wouldn't want to trade places with him. In the space of a couple of moments, he's lost his father. He's lost his stepmother. He's lost a big match here in the FWA. And he is going to need to go back and re-evaluate his life.
This contest is set for one fall and has a 20-minute time limit. However, any result other than James Tighe forcing Aviv Maayan to submit will mean that on July the 10th at FWA Vendetta, James Tighe will have to wrestle wearing a full clown suit. Introducing first.
Feature attractions here at Broxbourne Civic Crunch 2005. James Tighe's special Tap Out Challenge. James Tighe making his way to the ring with his tag team partner of the last several months, Mark 5-star Belton. And these two young men are not friends in the conventional sense. I would say it's James Tighe's fragile ego that has caused these two men to become inextricably linked from one another. Tighe seems to thrive on the attention and the ego massaging that Belton provides. In fact, ever since the losing streak that caused James Tighe to finally snap and turn his back on the fans of the FWA, Tighe's been looking for ways to boost his flagging self-esteem. And it seems that his unconventional partnership with Mark Belton is one of the ways he's gone about doing it. Here comes his opponent of the evening, Aviv, a very personable young gentleman here in the FWA. Very popular indeed with the ladies and young men. And a very successful wrestler to boot. As our ring announcer said, any result other than James Tighe winning by submission will mean that James Tighe has to appear here at Broxbourne for FWA Vendetta in July, dressed in a full clown suit, red nose and all.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, referee Andy Quillen has just informed me that Mark 5-star Belton does not have the manager's license, and therefore is not permitted to stay at ringside during the match.
Well, that's a very good call. A very good call by referee Andy Quillen there. If you don't have a license, you've got no business being at ringside. Maayan holding the ropes open.
The referee has said that James Tighe and Mark Belton have a count of 10 for Mark Belton to return to the dressing room. Otherwise, James Tighe will forfeit the match and will have to wrestle the Vendetta wearing the
Well, that's the last thing James Tighe wants to do in his present state of mind. It would be the ultimate humiliation to wrestle in front of the Broxbourne fans here in a clown suit. And Belton scarpers back to the dressing room in a hurry. Tighe not happy about it, but let's be honest, Tighe is more than capable of wrestling Aviv Maayan without the interference of Mark 5-star Belton. Tighe is very much one of the best wrestlers. Well, I was going to say in the FWA, that goes without saying. I would say within the wrestling world, Tighe is genuinely, in my opinion, one of the very top wrestlers in the wrestling world today. And he wants to get this match over with quickly, forcing Aviv Maayan to submit. And indeed, just as much as Tighe wants Maayan to submit, Maayan wants to avoid being in that kind of position. He breaks the hold in a hurry, and again reaches the ropes before Tighe can bend that knee back any further. So as I said, Tighe very much one of the top wrestlers in the FWA today. The only thing he lacks is self-confidence. Hates his partnership with Mark Belton. Belton now has been sent back to the dressing room area, and I think Tighe is still going to put on a great matchup without Belton's helping hand, shall we say. But let us not sell Aviv Maayan short. Aviv Maayan has been, it's very easy to forget, Maayan has been in the main FWA roster for a little over a year. He has backed down from nobody. He has scored some very big wins here in the company, and has already fought men such as the show stealer Alex Shane, and indeed the former FWA British Heavyweight Champion, the anarchist Doug Williams. Maayan has backed down from nobody in his short time here in the company, And he has made a very big name for himself indeed. He's a man who will wrestle toe-to-toe with anybody. Certainly not the biggest dog in the fight. He's another one of these men from the FWA Academy with such a sound schooling in the basics of wrestling. But really, the sky is the limit for Aviv Maayan. And indeed, popular with fans of all ages here in the FWA, and especially here at Broxbourne. As we see there, Tighe weakening the back of Aviv. And heading with a very crisp suplex. James Tighe very technically proficient. That's a chin lock there. Looks like it might be a chokehold, but the referee in a better position than I am. He says it's fine. Again, Tighe dropping knees to the back of Maayan, just wrenching the chin and neck back. As I said, weakening the back, no doubt to get James Tighe, no doubt to get Aviv Maayan to submit eventually to the Texas Cloverleaf submission hold, which has become James Tighe's finisher of choice over the last several months. Indeed, James Tighe has got something of an obsession with making Aviv Maayan submit. Tighe has faced Maayan on a number of occasions over the last several months, generally in tag team competition. Tighe obviously teaming with Belton. Maayan has teamed with the likes of Doug Williams, Ross Jordan and others. Tighe's won his fair share of the confrontations, but he has not been able to get Aviv Maayan to submit. And last month, James Tighe had the perfect opportunity. He was distracted on the outside and Belton came in, scored the win for his team, but Tighe was furious with Mark Belton. For some reason, James Tighe's fragile ego demands that he gets Aviv Maayan to submit. It's come down to this, the tap-out challenge. Frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if Belton had talked him into it. Because Tighe really has got nothing to gain from this. And it would be one heck of a blow to his already shaky self-confidence were he to have to appear in full clown regalia. Nonetheless, he would be very proud if he could be the first man to force Aviv Maayan to submit. As I said, Aviv Maayan has not backed down from anyone here in the FWA. And Aviv Maayan there with a 2 count. James Tighe, determined not to be embarrassed, rolls up Maayan. Maayan, not breaking the hold, gets a cover of his own. And Tighe's got to be careful. He nearly won the matchup. But as I said already, if he doesn't win the matchup by submission, then he will still have to wear the clown suit at the next Broxbourne show. Maayan holding on to Tighe for dear life, and Tighe breaking the hold the only way he knows how, with a tilt-a-whirl-like manoeuvre, ending in Aviv Maayan's spine hitting James Tighe's knee. And again, Aviv Maayan's back has already taken an awful lot of punishment in this matchup. So now looks like he's setting Aviv Maayan up for the surfboard. Again, that is a very, very punishing manoeuvre indeed. As you can see, the way Tighe's got it applied is absolutely textbook. Twisting the ankles, wrenching the knees and the hamstring, putting an awful lot of pressure on the back, pulling the arms back, wrenching the elbows out of the socket. Tighe now pulling it back and releasing the arms, but pulling back the neck and the chin of Maayan. Just putting pressure on almost every joint in Maayan's body. And Maayan is going to have to find a way out of this move, or it could be over very early. Well, sheer power there from Maayan. But that took a lot out of him, and he's not able to get back up to his feet. Tighe staying on him. Drops an elbow to the back. And Tighe very much the dominant factor in this contest. As well he might be. So much on stake for James Tighe. lifts Maayan off the ropes and hits him with a great dropkick. Distracted momentarily by the fans, but staying on Maayan as well he might do. Twisting the legs back. Look at the pain etched across the face of Aviv Maayan. Reaches the ropes. A referee gets to 5 and Tighe's still not breaking the hold. He's got to be careful. Indeed, Quilden suffering no nonsense. Tighe gets a yellow card and he has got to be careful, because to be quite frank, he was lucky not to get disqualified there and then. And that is the last thing that James Tighe wants. Nonetheless, a good call by referee Andy Quilden. And the fans there, very witty indeed, getting on James Tighe's back as they are singing their own inimitable version of the circus theme tune. Cover there from James Tighe. He remembers there that if he can win the match with a 1-2-3, but he needs to get that submission. And he breaks the hold voluntarily. Not often you'll see that in a wrestling contest. Tighe looking like he was going for the Titanic. Aviv Maayan not worn down enough for that yet. And Maayan with the submission hold of his own. Nonetheless, Tighe powering out of it. Tighe, I have to say, one of the best built young athletes currently in the FWA. Very athletic, very well built. Nonetheless, finding himself in a compromising position at the moment. And Tighe struggling to reach back for the ropes. I think he may have raked the eyes of Aviv Maayan. And that will break any hold. Indeed, you don't have to be a technical whiz to go for the eyes. Aviv Maayan with some powerful blows there, taking Tighe off his feet. And now Tighe's in trouble. Aviv Maayan with a cover gets the 2 count. And we are seeing 2 of the top young stars in British wrestling today give us everything they've got. Aviv Maayan with a great dropkick there. Tighe back on the mat. Cover from Maayan. Just the 1 count. It's going to take a lot more than that to put James Tighe down. And here at Crunch 2005, we are having a great night. Tighe gets whipped into the top turnbuckle, catches himself, gets the cover, lifts Maayan up, wrenches him over. Tighe, well, Tighe finding himself now in a compromising position indeed, and Aviv Maayan very much impressing here in this contest. Of course, Aviv Maayan under no compulsion at all to win by submission. He would just like to show James Tighe that he's the better man. And indeed, here in the FWA, on any given night, any man might be better than any other. Maayan goes for the cover. Didn't hook the leg in time, and James Tighe kicks out. And the crowd really getting on the back of James Tighe. They would love to see this young man humiliated. Tighe has had his fair share of problems with the fans of the FWA. Indeed, not so long ago, he was one of the more popular men here. But after going absolutely livid, and after aligning himself with the questionable Mark 5-star Belton, the fans have seen James Tighe for what he is, and that is a questionable, well, a sad young man. Got all the tools to make it in this industry. Indeed, come very close on a couple of occasions to winning the big one. But Tighe lacks that confidence in himself to really let himself go. And Aviv Maayan looking to capitalise. Leapfrogs over the top rope and hits Tighe with a Hurricane Rana on the outside.
2, 3, 4, 5.
And the pain is etched all over the face of both men. They've got a 20 count here in the FWA to get back into the ring. And they just might need it.
11.
Tighe back in on 11. Aviv Maayan follows with a cover, hooks the leg.
2.
Didn't have the strength to hold James Tighe down though. Crowd now rallying behind Aviv Maayan, who makes his way in a single bound to the top rope, comes up the top with a crossbody, gets the cover, but just the 2 count. And again, James Tighe, so much at the line, so much at stake for this young man. But he is digging deep within to avoid the cover, to avoid going down for the 3. Another big European uppercut from Aviv Maayan. Clearly not as powerful as James Tighe, but every bit as athletic. And now James Tighe going for the torture rack, and he has got that move applied perfectly. And this could well be it for Aviv. Referee asking if he wants to submit. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was all over here and now. Tighe adding his own aeroplane spin twist, lands on his knees. Again, down to the knees, just wrenching the spine and the lower back of Aviv Maayan. Maayan almost choking himself out there. And another very good, very, very powerful submission hold from James Tighe. Tighe has clearly been training very hard for this contest. We've seen a number of great submission holds from Tighe. And now Tighe, like a monster that can smell his fallen prey, picks Aviv Maayan up, launches him out into the other corner, psyching himself up, and follows up with a nice double knee to the abdomen of Maayan. Hooks him with a suplex, keeps a hold, and again, instead of going for the cover, follows through. Aviv Maayan says no. And the fans here solidly behind Aviv Maayan. The youngster from Newport, South Wales. Please don't tap, they're saying. And it appears to be having an effect because Maayan is getting a second wind of sorts and finds a way out of that move. Tighe, though, still with the upper hand for the time being. Telegraphed that manoeuvre somewhat. Tighe with some uppercuts of his own. And I think Tighe's had enough. What strength there from James Tighe. He is lifting Maayan clean above his head, and a military press slam sends Maayan down to the canvas. Tighe now going up to the top turnbuckle. This might be a mistake. We don't see Tighe coming off the top too often. Maayan up to his feet. Gets caught with a drop kick. And that hurt Maayan. But James Tighe appeared to land rather nastily on his back.
3, 4.
Notwithstanding James Tighe, the first man back up to his feet here. Aviv Maayan looks to be in a lot of trouble. Here at Crunch 2005, he gets whipped into the turnbuckles. Nonetheless, has enough presence of mind to avoid the onslaught of James Tighe. Sets himself up for the Tornado DDT. Tighe obviously had that move well scouted. Oh! Maayan lands hard on the back of his head. And here we see the figure 4 Texas cloverleaf. Maayan fights and Tighe is unable to apply it fully. Powerful powerbomb there. Sheer brute force. And James Tighe mocking his fallen opponent with a slow hand clap. Draws his thumb slowly across his neck and says that's it, it's all over. And if he hooks this move, it absolutely will be. Maayan with the presence of mind to do everything he can to struggle out of it. But here we see it.
Ladies and gentlemen, 90 minutes gone by, 1 minute remaining until time limit.
Well, here we go, 90 minutes remaining. 90 minutes gone by and there is just 60 seconds remaining. Aviv Maayan is in the figure 4 cloverleaf, the Texas cloverleaf, and Maayan has got less than 60 seconds to survive the James Tighe tap-out challenge. Tighe has got his move on. Tighe's got the move on. Aviv Maayan says no. And we are down to 30 seconds.
30 seconds remaining.
30 seconds remaining. Aviv Maayan has been in this long now for over 30 seconds. And now James Tighe dragging him into the middle of the ring. And that has to be it. There is no way on earth Aviv Maayan can hold on. We have seen so many people. We have seen so many people give out, tap out to this move.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's it. Aviv Maayan's tapping out. But did the bell ring first?
And the winner of the match is...
Well, hang on a second. Hang on a second. We count down from 10. The bell rang, and I think Aviv Maayan rang. Aviv Maayan definitely tapped out, but I am not sure. I am not sure exactly what happened. We are getting word from the back.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just speaking of watching through upstairs or watching the end of the match. Again, we've got instant replay.
Well, we've got instant replay here in the FWA now. We're waiting for word to come through from the FWA officials. Aviv Maayan was in that cloverleaf hold for over 60 seconds. No one would have been surprised to see him tap out. Indeed, he did tap out. Belton's now back out there to put his oar in. But we're getting the word now through. But the bell's already rung. Well, referee Andy Quilden getting both men back to their respective teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been informed by our production crew that Aviv Maayan did tap out.
Well, there we go. It's a victory.
However,
hang on a second.
The bell had already rung. Therefore, this match is a time limit draw, and the winner of the tap-out challenge is Aviv Maayan.
Well, here we go. A time limit draw. Aviv Maayan was in the cloverleaf hold for over 60 seconds. He did submit, but the bell had rung. Therefore, the official contest result is a time limit draw. Aviv Maayan walks away from the tap-out challenge. Victor James Tighe performance wrestle at FWA Vendetta here at Broxbourne in July in a full clown suit. Aviv Maayan took a lot of punishment. That quote, I've seen men tap out in seconds in that cloverleaf. Somehow, Maayan managed to hold on for over 60 seconds and walk away with a victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the special tap-out challenge, Aviv Maayan. Okay, fans, it's time now for a short interval. Making his way to the ring, Leroy Kincaid! And his opponent, the Flyweight champion, the South City Thriller, Hade Vansen!
Well, Leroy Kincaid getting a chance tonight to step out of the wings of his mentor and boss, Jody Fleisch, with a non-title shot at the FWA All England champion, the South City Thriller, Hade Vansen. And Vansen certainly no shortage of confidence, as you might expect from the secondary champion in any promotion. Holding that belt with some pride. Vansen looking to be in great shape. The cocky, smarmy grin on the face of Hade Vansen.
This torture fest is brought to you by Hade Vansen, the South City Thriller.
Nonetheless, despite his cocky demeanour, he appears to be getting his fair share of cheers from the crowd. And this is a great opportunity for the youngster Leroy Kincaid to make a name for himself here on the big stage of the FWA Crunch 2005. Hade Vansen showing off the belt that means the world to him. He has held it for a long time, and he intends to hold it for a lot longer. Hade Vansen certainly seems to be in a good mood tonight. Must have caught a reflection of himself in the mirror, seeing his favourite wrestler, himself. Leroy Kincaid, on the other hand, in stark contrast, is all business. He knows what a great opportunity this is for him. And he is determined not to get drawn into the mind games of Hade Vansen. Clean handshake. Nonetheless, Hade Vansen shows that he is not to be trusted. And as Leroy Kincaid was making his way back to the corner, Hade Vansen attacked him from behind. Boot to the back of the head. And now the spinning discus punch takes Kincaid down. Oh, and here we go, the cocky histrionics of the South City Thriller. Sniper-like rifle. Kincaid determined not to be drawn into these childish games. Monkey flew out of the corner, and I'm impressed by the youngster Leroy Kincaid, who is built. Looks to me like he might have taken Hade Vansen off guard as well. Vansen in no hurry to look up with this youngster all of a sudden. Both men just squaring off, trying to get the measure of each other. Vansen offering Leroy a test of strength. I was going to say, I wouldn't want to go strength to strength, even if it was Hade Vansen with Leroy Kincaid. Vansen showing again that he is not to be trusted. And also showing the experience that comes with being the All England champion. Nonetheless, Leroy Kincaid showing that he is giving it his all tonight, going over the top rope with a crossbody that took Hade Vansen out, and Vansen landing hard on the outside here at the Broxbourne Civic Hall. Leroy Kincaid impressing very much. And Vansen must be on the outside now, rethinking his game plan, as referee Andy Quilden makes the 20 count. Vansen back up now to the ring apron, gingerly making his way back in and out of the ring. And he's in no rush for this contest to continue. I think he has severely underestimated Leroy Kincaid. Again, Vansen back into the ring, breaks the referee's count. And now he wants to fight. Again, we've seen very little of Kincaid here in the FWA. He spent most of his time wrestling, appearing as the bodyguard of the show stealer Alex Shane. However, he did impress very much at the Gold Rush show. He won the dark match to win the last spot in the Gold Rush Battle Royal. Had to be, in fairness, the rank outside of that contest. Nonetheless, impressed very much, and indeed showed very well for himself in that Battle Royal. However, the show stealer appears to have got himself a new security entourage, and we've seen already this evening here what's happened to two of the previous ones. Their contracts have been purchased by the Twisted Genius Dean Ayers. That's right. I'm talking about Styx and Martin Stone. They also started out life here in the FWA as members of Alex Shane's security posse, and now they appear to be in line as the #1 contenders for the FWA tag team belts. If Leroy Kincaid can beat Hade Vansen tonight, he might well find himself #1 contender for the All England title. The fans have seen little of Leroy Kincaid, but it seems to me they are good judges of quality, and they like what they see here in Leroy Kincaid. And Hade Vansen begging off. Leroy Kincaid not giving him an inch. Oh my goodness! Hade Vansen reversing that, and a nice belly to back suplex on the outside. And Kincaid landing nastily. Those mats offer very little protection indeed. Ooh! And that echoed all the way around the Broxbourne Civic Hall and surrounding areas. Well, Hade Vansen discarding his opponent into the steel railings. And I think the referee needs to get some control over this contest. It's all very well giving them the 20 count. But we want to see, the one thing we don't want to see is one man getting hurt. And if this match gets out of control, as it is doing, then somebody could get seriously injured, and I don't want that to happen to either man. And indeed, referee Andy Quilden trying to get some semblance of order back to this contest. Hade Vansen again now with the upper hand. Big knee to the back. Nice suplex. Oh, and Leroy Kincaid gets hit hard there. with a running clothesline. The cover now from the South City Thriller. That should be it. But Kincaide has the foot in the ropes, and the hold gets broken. And indeed, Hade Vansen himself also has his links with the South City, with the show stealer Alex Shane, the current FWA British Heavyweight Champion. And we'll be seeing the show stealer in action shortly here in a three-way matchup against former FWA champion, the anarchist Doug Williams, and the Wonder Kid Johnny Storm. Hey, Vansen taking the microphone. He hasn't got a bad voice, I'll give him that. But this is a wrestling match, not karaoke night at the pub. I've never seen anything so ridiculous. That song recorded recently for charity. Hade Vansen, as we know, hasn't got a charitable bone in his body.
I will be performing in Vegas sometime in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, come on. Oh, Leroy Kincaid has had enough. And that was a great kick to the back of Vansen's head. The power of wood propelled him back into the ring. And now Kincaid on the other hand. Kincaid whipping Leroy. Oh my goodness. Hey, Vansen goes up and under. And Vansen really let his arrogance get the better of him there. Don't know who he's trying to prove himself to. But there is no call for singing in a wrestling match. Oh my goodness! Did you see Hade Vansen land hard on the back of his neck? And that has got to be all. Leroy Kincaid now going up to the top rope. And a spinning corkscrew dive there, that should be all. Kincaid has to get the cover. Goes down now, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. And what a big victory there in this non-title matchup for Leroy Kincaid, who must now surely consider himself a top contender to the All England Championship. What an impressive matchup there by Leroy Kincaid. And Hade Vansen's impromptu karaoke session cost him dearly. Save it for Thursday evenings down the Dog and Feathers. Well, the fans are certainly impressed by Leroy Kincaid. And Hade Vansen severely underestimated his opponent on this occasion. And Kincaid signalled that he would like a shot at the belt as well he might. He's certainly proven that he is more than capable of going toe-to-toe against Hade Vansen. And if anyone deserves a shot at the belt, he's got to be one of the top men, one of the front of the queue. And Hade Vansen, for a sarcastic round of applause, but you know that behind the cocky veneer of the South City Thriller, he has got to be shaken a little bit. Certainly not expecting to lose here tonight. Nonetheless, Vansen walking away from the Broxbourne Civic Hall, still the All England champion.
Match of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time. Whoa, 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 whoa.
birds. Now you know something, it's been a long time since I was here in Broxbourne. And there's been an awful lot of big news stories that have happened in my life. But I've also had some time to think. Think about why each and every one of you people show me no respect. And it's because ever since I came to the FWA, you've been baying for my blood. Haven't you, eh? You've been wanting to see me get the beating that you think I deserve. Well, I've got news for you. Ulf Herman couldn't do it. Paul Travell certainly couldn't do it. And let's face it, that poison pen dwarf Bill Actor and his hairy friend Mick Foley couldn't do it. I am Britain's #1 wrestling journalist. No, I am the world's #1 wrestling journalist. I've got a press pass and that makes me untouchable. But on a serious note, there are a lot of guys in the back in the FWA who aren't feeling untouchable at the moment because ever since Gold Rush, there's been this lunatic on the loose, attacking people. Nobody back there feels safe. The next victim could be anybody. Could it be you, John Atkins? Could be you, camera boy? Could be you, this slag? And let's face it, terror backstage. Jack Xavier and Mark Sloan, the first two victims, so scared they won't even set foot back in Broxbourne tonight. And Jack Xavier, he's so terrified, I have it from my sources that he's back in Birmingham. He's locked himself in his bedroom. He's hiding under his duvet. He's crying his little eyes out.
Well, this is Jack Xavier's music, so clearly one of his sources isn't as reliable as he thought it might have been. Jack Xavier, of course, was attacked a couple of months ago by the mystery attacker that Craig Lambert was alluding to earlier. Suffering a fractured skull that kept him away from the ring for several months. Xavier appears to be back. And aside from looking in good shape, he looks to be absolutely furious. And you can bet your bottom dollar that Jack Xavier is going to want to find out who
Jack,
the attacker is.
Jack, I didn't know you were hit. No, Jack, listen to me, hear me out. Jack, please, Jack, I'm on your side, Jack. I feel your pain, I understand. Somebody fractured your skull. I understand you missed out on Gold Rush. I understand you missed out on your All England title chance at Newfoundland, but that's no need to take it out on me, Jack. I care about you. I care about you, Jack. Jack, please let me go. Hear me out. Let me hear what I've got to say. Hear what I've got to say. Jack, you've got to understand, I'm not your enemy. Heck, not Not even Dr. Dirk Feelgood's your enemy. Leave me alone, Jack! He's got you, Jack! Vendetta, Jack! Vendetta, I'll find out who did this to you, Jack! I'll find out! I promise you, I vow. Please, I'm so close to finding out who attacked you. If I could find out tonight, I would. But I vow in front of all these people, I promise you, on my knees, I'm on my knees, Jack! I promise you, Sunday, July the 10th, by then, I will find out, I will expose who attacked you, and I will serve their head to you on a silver platter. I promise you.
Greg Lambert! Something, Greg Lambert. I will give you until Vendetta to find out who the attacker is. And as God is my witness, Greg, if you don't find out who attacked me, I'm going to attack you.
Well, here we go now, an FWA Women's Heavyweight title defence, a three-way matchup featuring the anarchist Doug Williams, who was of course the previous FWA champion, lost the belt thanks to interference of Old Permanent British Uprising 3. Shane has held the belt ever since.
And the opponent,
second challenger, a man who has been a perpetual thorn in the side of the show stealer since winning that belt, the wonder kid Jonny Storm.
the wonder kid, Jonny Storm!
Storm there without the XPW European title briefcase. Seems to have been adopted by his namesake Jackson, we saw that in the dark match earlier. Storm with a slightly more serious outlook on life. And he took Alex Shane to the limit in New Frontiers. Indeed, it appeared to all intents and purposes that we had a new FWA champion. It was the match which we thought was a one-full contest. Apparently, due to some contractual wranglings on the part of the show stealer Alex Shane,
And finally,
did end up going 3 falls. Storm, of course, pinned the show stealer 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. We thought the matchup was over. It turned out Shane hadn't signed the contract to bring the new ruling into effect. The matchup continued, and Shane retained the belt. But for many moments, fans here believed that Jonny Storm had finally reached his destiny of becoming the FWA British Heavyweight Champion. And indeed, so convinced were the FWA management team of his performance that they granted Storm this opportunity, the second opportunity to wrestle the show stealer for the belt, this time in a three-way match with former champion anarchist Doug Williams. The show stealer Alex Shane never showed of confidence to begin with. He's really come on leaps and bounds since winning the belt. He feels that this championship defines him as a wrestler. And indeed, it should do. It means that he is the best wrestler in the country. The best wrestler in the FWA. The belt has been defended in Japan, in the USA, throughout the country. Alex Shane holding that belt means that he is one of the best wrestlers wrestling today. But it also means that he is a marked man.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is set for one fall with a 1 hour time limit. The rules are as follows. All three men will start in the ring at the same time. The winner will be the man who scores a pinfall or submission over one of the other wrestlers. This therefore means that Alex Shane does not necessarily have to be pinned to lose the championship. Introducing first, to my left, the challenger from Maidstone, Kent. He is the former FWA British Heavyweight Champion, the anarchist, Doug Williams.
Doug Williams still very popular indeed with the crowd here in the FWA.
And to my right, from Harlow and Essex, he is the Wonder Kid, Jonny.
That very few men can compete with the Wonder Kid in terms of popularity.
And finally, he's the current and reigning BCW Scottish Heavyweight Champion. He is also the current and reigning GPW Northwest Heavyweight Champion. He is the current and reigning OPWO Heavyweight Champion. He is also the current and reigning Ramwar Southern Area Heavyweight Champion. And he is your current and reigning FWA British Heavyweight Champion, the Show Stealer, Alex Shane.
Well, that is very impressive indeed. Nonetheless, not endearing himself to the fans here at Broxbourne.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Shane has requested that you please stand to your feet for the singing of the national anthem.
Don't get me wrong, the Broxbourne fans as patriotic as any other in the country. However, they refuse to be drawn into the machinations of the show stealer Alex Shane. And indeed, it's rare that a crowd are encouraged to sing the national anthem with the use of the F word, for which I can only apologise. Referee Steve Linsky showing the belt around. That's what this match is for. The FWA British Heavyweight Championship. Shane holds it, Williams has held it, and Storm would dearly love to hold it. The referees check all three men for foreign objects. They're clean till the match starts. And unsurprisingly, both men turn to the show stealer. And it's not often in a championship match that you find the champion at a disadvantage, but here he is for several reasons, not the least of which being, as we heard in the introductions, that the champion does not have to be pinned to lose the match. But also, what with it being a three-way matchup, he is at a double disadvantage because of course both men want a piece of him. That said, it could well play to his advantage as well, because neither of his opponents want to let the other man get the cover. And if they turn to infighting as they are at the moment, then Shane just might be able to steal a victory and indeed sit back and let them destroy each other. Williams holding down the rope. Shane goes to the outside, and now Johnny Storm signalling that he's going to join him over the top. Great stop! Goodness gracious, Johnny Storm over the top rope, landing hard on the show stealer. Storm now back in the ring. Wrestling the anarchist Doug Williams. Williams twisting the ankle and bending the knee. Storm with a nice kick to the back. Williams not relinquishing the hold. And as we all know, Williams absolutely perhaps the soundest technical wrestler in the country. Storm is a great high flyer. Very competent grappler indeed, one of the best. But for pure scientific wrestling skills, there are very few who can compare to the anarchist Doug Williams. I'm concerned about the show stealer. Alex Shane does not appear to have moved since Johnny Storm flew over the top rope and landed on him, sending him crashing back first to the steel railings. There the show stealer is. He is breathing heavily. Meanwhile, back in the ring, Williams having his way with Johnny Storm. Storm chopping the nipple, trying to break out of the hold. Williams takes the arms away from Storm. Williams is a scientific master. Whips Storm out of the ropes, into the corner. Storm saw it coming, got the leg up, goes over the top of the cover. Two! Reversal, again another cover. Just gets the two, now Storm on top. A series of very near falls in the early going to this contest. We see why this matchup does not favour the show stealer at all, as Shane is on the outside of the ring, while two men who are not the champion fight for the belt. Storm now going for the sunset flip, rolls Williams over. Both men with the cover. And again, Linsky counting both men down and both men with a shoulder up at the same time. Very unique pinning combination. Shane finally making his way back into the ring, gets taken out instantly with a shot to the face. And again, both men stamping the feet of Alex Shane before turning back to each other. Shane's had enough and knocks the two challengers down with a double clothesline. Shane really needs to start wrestling like the champion if he wants to retain this belt. Johnny Storm now on the ring apron, booted to the outside by Shane. Williams comes over for the show stealer, catches a neck breaker for his troubles. Shane now with a cover, hooks the leg, and here we go. It's the 2 count. Another cover. And another 2 count again. As Doug Williams kicks out. Alex Shane now wrestling the man he beat for the belt at British Uprising 3 at the Coventry Sky Dome. If it wasn't for the botched interference of the returning Ulf Herman, and Doug Williams may still be the FWA British Heavyweight Champion. In fact, we haven't seen Ulf Herman since Uprising 3, and I would be interested to see. Oh my goodness, the 619 there from Johnny Storm. As I said, we haven't seen much of Ulf Herman since Uprising 3, and when we have seen him, despite the fact that he teamed with the anarchist Doug Williams, they did not seem to be on the same page for the entirety of that contest. And indeed, Williams finding it very hard to trust the man who, albeit inadvertently, cost him his most prized possession, that being the FWA British Heavyweight Championship. Nonetheless, the show stealer Alex Shane took the advantage afforded to him, and he has been a fighting champion wrestling across the country and indeed in a number of promotions, putting the belt on the line. Storm again to the outside, and Williams trying to drag the show stealer out with them. Succeeds with a nice uppercut. Here comes Jonny Storm with a kick to the midsection, and I think Williams got the brunt of that. And as you can see, I believe the back of his head hit hard on the steel railings, and that might need to be checked out. That does not look good for the anarchist Doug Williams. Stealing to flesh just does not go. Nonetheless, Storm plays the advantage. Great move by the Wonder Kid, back to his feet. Shane trapped in the corner. Storm with the forearm, and I think we've seen this move already. He's got him in the headlock. Some nice kicks. And the knee to the face. Very few men can wrestle as fast-paced a match as Jonny Storm. Storm with a cover, that could have been enough. Shane has got those long arms, and he was able to reach to the bottom rope and break the pinfall. And referee Steve Linsky, the senior official in the FWA, was in a good position, and he saw that. Storm catching himself, lands on his feet. Now the anarchist finally trying to crawl back into the ring. But he was very lucky to avoid permanent injury when the back of his head landed hard on the steel railings just moments ago. Shane now with the abdominal stretch, and he was using the top rope there to gain extra leverage. That's an illegal maneuver, the referee didn't spot it. Shane also using his elbow. Oh, and now the anarchist back in the fray of things. And we have got a nice three-way move here. Storm and Williams once again back on the same page, but not for long. It's really every man for himself here. Williams takes Storm down. Storm ducks. And a high knee to the show stealer. Alex Shane once again back on the outside. And I'm getting a sense of deja vu. I think Doug Williams saw that coming, and this time Williams not complicit in Storm's plans. And Williams now with a cover. But again, just the 2 count, not enough to keep Jonny Storm down. And the anarchist is going to have to try harder than that. If he wants to recapture the belt that means so much to him, a series of knees off the bottom rope might be enough to do it. The cover comes now. 1, 2. But the show stealer, but the Wonder Kid kicks out. Jonny Storm there kicking out. And the show stealer is in trouble. It looks like he may have re-aggravated that back injury that kept him out of the sport for over a year. Indeed, if the show stealer has an Achilles heel, it's his neck, which was severely weakened, and of course, the spine. Jonny Storm impressing the anarchist Doug Williams, nonetheless gets caught in a waist lock, charged into the ropes. Williams rolls over. I'm not even going to see the chaos there, and Jonny Storm had that move well scouted. It moves it into a DDT of his own, gets the cover. And if we had seen the chaos theory, I've got no doubt in my mind that we would have a new FWA British Heavyweight Champion. As it stands, the 2 challengers lying in the ring, and our FWA Champion lying in considerable pain on the outside. If this had been a regular matchup, then the champion would have lost by count-out some time ago. Williams reverses. Storm into the turnbuckles. And now Shane lands hard on his back. Storm on the top ropes. Williams with the cover. Gets the 2 count. Show Stealer kicks out. Storm unable to capitalise. I thought he was going to come off the top ropes. The too groggy from the earlier punishment he took from Doug Williams. Now Williams looks like he's got him caught. Attempting the superplex. Storm certainly didn't want to suffer that. Storm now on the top rope. Williams just behind him. And if he hits this, then we are in trouble. And my goodness me! Alex Shane suplexing Doug Williams and Jonny Storm off the ropes. And that is one of the most impressive things I've seen in professional wrestling in my life. Good grief. Alex Shane just suplexed both challengers off the turnbuckles. Storm clearly had the furthest to fall, but that move took a lot out of all three men. And that move would have turned the tide around this contest, indeed. Shane now the first back up to his knees. Picks up the shows, picks up Jonny Storm, goes for his trademark finishing move, the one night stand. Storm saw that coming. Storm has got to avoid these moves. Here we go. Cover 1, 2. Oh my goodness, I thought it was all over. That should have been it. Somehow Storm finding it within him to pick out. Doug Williams now on top of the show stealer. Trying the same trick on Alex Shane. Again, just the 2 count. And Doug Williams wondering what it'll take to keep either man down here in this contest. This has really been a back and forth matchup, and I wouldn't be surprised whichever man won. Storm now on top of the cover over Williams, just for 2 count, and this is a great contest. This is a great contest. Will Alex Shane retain? Will we have a new FWA British Heavyweight Champion? Fans appear to be getting behind the Wonder Kid. They would love to see Jonny Storm, the FWA British Heavyweight Champion. Storm would be going for his Wonderwell move. That was the move that beat Alex Shane earlier at New Frontiers. Nonetheless, 1, 2. That pinned Alex Shane, and we thought we had a new champion. That was months ago at New Frontiers. We're here now at Crunch 2005. Storm's got a second shot at the gold. Williams now with a big knee. Bomb scare knee drop. Looks to be coming now. As Williams coming off the top rope. Jonny Storm 1 step behind. And we see the cover, and that's it. We've got a new FWA champion. Were it not for the show stealer, Alex Shane.
1, 2.
This match has taken so much out of all 3 competitors. We've seen what a worthy champion Alex Shane is. We have seen what great challengers, what great contenders Jonny Storm and Doug Williams are. And I would say no matter who wins, either of these 2 men should both automatically become #1 contenders after this contest. And now Jonny Storm finds himself in a very compromising position atop Alex Shane's shoulders. Williams is on the top turnbuckle. And my goodness me. My goodness me, that has got to be all. Surely whoever Alex Shane chooses to cover now, it's his for the pickings. All 3 men have given their all, and it shows what a healthy state the FWA main event scene is in. Any one of these 3 men would be creditable, reputable FWA champions. The crowd certainly appear to have adopted Jonny Storm as their favourite. I'm sure they'd be delighted if the Anarchist retained the belt. And indeed, Alex Shane has certainly proven himself to be a 5-ring champion. That has got to be it. Hook of the leg, 1, 2. And somehow, Doug Williams picks out again. And that's got to be all now. We see it finally. Jonny Storm hits his move, 1, 2. And again, the show stealer kicking out. So much on the line. So much at stake. And that's it, the Chaos Theory, the bridging combination. 2, 3. And I thought we had a new FWA British Heavyweight Champion. We have seen the Wonder from Johnny Storm. We have seen the Chaos Theory from the Anarchist Doug Williams. We have seen the One Night Stand from Alex Shane. Men have kicked out of each move. A big knee there from Doug Williams, and now I don't know what is coming next. Williams going to the top rope. Johnny Storm comes off the rope, launches Williams inadvertently. Storm doesn't land well. Storm rolls the outside. Williams gets caught with the boot. Shane with the cover. 1, 2. And Doug Williams kicks out again. Shane is livid. Shane now picking up Williams. Here we go. One man stand. 1, 2, 3. And Alan Shane retains the FWA British Heavyweight Championship in one of the most hard-fought bouts I have ever seen here at the FWA in the Broxbourne Civic Hall. And what a great contest here at Crunch 2005. We saw each man hit their finishing manoeuvre. Each man kicked out of someone else's finishing manoeuvre. In the end, it just came down to Alex Shane, the Anarchist Doug Williams. Storm was on the outside. Shane hit his one night stand for the second time. Doug Williams is covered. 1, 2, 3. There was nothing he could do, nowhere he could go. Storm unable to break the pin. Shane regains the title. But the story here is what a great matchup that was. And I would say the Anarchist has got to be next in line for a shot. And Jonny Storm not far behind him. Well, congratulations to the show steal Alex Shane for retaining the championship belt there. Doug Williams not best pleased about what happened. Jonny Storm explaining why he was unable to break up the cover previously. Well, of course, Doug Williams got crotched on the top turnbuckle inadvertently by the Storm. Clearly it was an accident from our vantage point. I'm not sure that Doug Williams feels the same way. Two men now squaring off. Storm trying to explain it was an accident. He didn't mean to post him on the ring post. Didn't mean to crotch him, and finally, thank goodness, the two men shake hands. They might not be the best of friends, but they're certainly on the same page a lot. And it would be a shame to see these two men fall out, particularly after such a hard-hitting contest where both men proved each other to be very much amongst the best in the FWA. And the fans very solidly indeed behind their favourite here for this contest, the Wonder Kid, Jonny Storm.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for tonight's main event. Introducing first,
well, did you see the colour drain from Greg the Truth Lambert's face in a hurry there?
from Stafford, Mark 5-star Belton.
Here we go, we saw Mark Belton earlier in the evening, accompanying James Tighe to ringside in this tap-out challenge. Of course, he didn't have a manager's licence, so he wasn't welcome to stay at ringside for the matchup. Nonetheless, he certainly does have a wrestler's licence. And tonight he's going to be putting that to good use as he takes on the returning Phoenix, Jody Fleisch. And I, for one, cannot wait to see the Phoenix back in action. After an absence of almost 2 full years in professional wrestling.
And his opponent.
Oh, and you can feel it. The The tension here is palpable. Crowd now working themselves up to fever pitch. And when he walks through those curtains, you just know, oh yeah, the roof is just blowing off the place. And Jody Fleisch, it is good to have you back. And it looks like Fleisch wants to take time out to make sure that he gets to greet every last man here at the Broxbourne Civic tonight at Crunch 2005. And I don't think anybody would deny him that pleasure. An out-of-the-ring injury forced him to disappear from wrestling for almost 2 years. We thought his career was over. He had officially retired. He returned to the FWA as a special guest in British Uprising 3. Oh my goodness, Belton there attacking from behind. This matchup didn't even officially get underway. Nonetheless, Linsky's called for the bell. And Belton and Jody Fleisch fighting on the outside. Belton showing a vicious streak here. We don't always see it in him. We certainly know it's there though. Fleisch takes nothing but steel as he's thrown into the ring post and bounces off into the steel guardrails. Nonetheless, as I said, Jody Fleisch returned to the FWA as a special guest. He had no intention of getting physically involved at British Uprising 3. Johnny Storm there wrestled well, this match is just going all over the Broxbourne Civic Hall. In fact, it's yet to even enter the ring officially. Big kick there, showing the athleticism that Jody Fleisch brings to the table. Caught himself coming off the steel guardrail. And these high-risk manoeuvres, if they pay off, they bring about big dividends. But if they go wrong, they cause you nothing but trouble. As I said, it was at British Uprising 3, Jody Fleisch able to help out his friend Jonny Storm, who was attacked by none other than Mark Belton and James Tighe. Similar story last month, New Frontiers, earlier in the year. Belton and Tighe once again beating up Jonny Storm. It was a 2-on-1 situation. And Jody Fleisch returned again to the FWA, helped out his friend Jonny Storm, and then announced he would make his return to the FWA in one-on-one singles wrestling action right here at Crunch 2005 tonight. James Tighe was already booked up with his tap-out challenge against Aviv Maayan, so that left Fleisch to take on Mark 5-star Belton, and this has proven to be a great main event. Belton showing no shortage of confidence, and Jody Fleisch, despite being the absolute huge crowd favourite, must be showing some ring rust. You cannot take a 2-year absence from wrestling and walk back into that ring as though nothing had happened. I don't care how skilled and how talented you are, and believe you me, Jody Fleisch is one of the very best. He is going to have to be a half a step off at least. Mark Belton taking every advantage of that he can. Fleisch unable to get back into that ring. And just think what a big win this would be for Mark Belton here tonight at Crunch. Beating the Phoenix, Jody Fleisch. Jody Fleisch nonetheless anxious to impress on his return to the FWA. And you can bet he's going to pull out everything Well, there you go. Belton said it himself. Jody Fleisch too slow. Fleisch renowned for his speed. Well, as I said, he just seems to be a half a step off. Showing a few signs of ring rust, and this is very unfortunate for Jody Fleisch. Belton now whipping him off the ropes. Catches him with a kick to the chest. And Belton is cock a hoop. Belton again tossing Fleisch to the outside. Fleisch, though, unawares, lands on the apron. Comes off the top rope and knocks Belton to the outside. And finally, it looks like we are seeing the Phoenix of old. Coming off the top rope again. And that is more like it. That is the kind of action that fans expect from the Phoenix Jody Fleisch. That kind of high-risk, high-flying strategy that you just don't see from anyone else. Often imitated, never duplicated. He is one of the original high flyers in this country. A man who has given everything, who gives everything that he has to the fans. Another kick to the side of the skull. Belton holding himself up on the guardrails. Oh my goodness! Jody Fleisch just jumping over the ringside table, over the guardrails, and catching Mark Belton with a flying head scissors. Belton landing hard by those chairs. And this matchup is really in no man's land right now. These fans need to scatter and disperse as quickly as they can, because believe me, Belton and Fleisch will fight through them if they have to. Belton with the upper hand. Whips Jody Fleisch into the brick. Oh, Fleisch comes up with a standing mule unit! Jody Fleisch almost like a real-life superhero. You would think he had suction boots or something. It ran up the wall and transformed it into a moonsault of sorts. That is just, simply put, one of the most impressive things I've seen in my life. And it is great to see Jody Fleisch back in action here at the Broxbourne Civic Hall. And that standing moon unit, that high-risk move, really seems to have turned the tide of this contest around. And Belton now backing off from the corner. As Fleisch rallying the fans around him here at this main event here tonight at Crunch 2005. And what a show we have had this evening. Alex Shane retained his belt in a three-way against two of the top contenders to the belt. We saw Leroy Kincaid come out of nowhere to beat the All England champion in a non-title bout. We've seen the emergence of Sticks and Stones as new #1 contenders for the Tag Team Championships, and we have seen James Tighe lose his own tap-out challenge, and he will be appearing at Vendetta in July 2005, which will be available soon on DVD, dressed as a clown. Nonetheless, the show's not over, and Jody Fleisch comes off the top rope and lands face first, very hard indeed. Indeed, Crunch is often a memorable card here in the FWA. It was at Crunch 2 years ago that we saw Johnny Storm turn his back on the fans, and indeed his back on his best friend at the time, Jody Fleisch. The two very nearly came to blows, and we thought that the match would be very soon coming. It seemed to be building towards a Fleisch-Storm confrontation. Then, as we said, that out-of-ring injury kept Jody Fleisch away from the ring for nearly 2 years. When Fleisch returned to Uprising, we were not sure whose side he would be on, but it seems that old friendships die hard, and Fleisch returning at New Frontiers to help out his friend Johnny Storm. They put their past behind them, and it seems that once again Johnny Storm and Jody Fleisch are on the same page, and at the moment they seem to have their hands full with the team of Mark Belton and James Tighe. Jody Fleisch there kicking out at the 2 count there, but Belton very much the dominant force in this contest. And this would be a huge upset win in my eyes, were Belton to score the victory. Ranging back the arms, and that could easily pull the shoulders out of the socket. Could very easily dislocate both arms there. And it's just such a devastating move, because you are so vulnerable, there is nothing you can do. Fans now really getting behind Belton, really getting on his back. Fleisch comes off the top rope, Belton saw it coming! Big clothesline there from Belton, and that turned Jody Fleisch inside out. Fans getting on the back of Belton, but Belton doesn't seem too perturbed by it. They might just be causing the distraction that it will allow Jody Fleisch to get back into this contest. On the other hand, Jody Fleisch chasing nothing but ring rope. And Mark Five-Star Belton has just grown in confidence as this match has progressed. Not that he was short of it to begin with. Linsky just trying to get this contest out of the ropes. Need to give Jody Fleisch a chance to get back on his feet. Fleisch has taken so much punishment in this contest, I just don't know if it'll be possible. Belton now has him in the corner. Fleisch starting to fight back. 3 chops of his own, but a right to the eye from Belton, and Belton is back in charge. Belton now with a scoop slam. Going up to the middle rope. Allowing Jody Fleisch back to his feet. So he can hit him with a big elbow to the head. And now it's that confidence. Possibly misplaced. Well, there it is. There it is. That's it. Confidence is fine. Confidence is a necessary tool to be a top wrestler. You need to be confident in your own abilities. You need to have the confidence to go out there and give it your all and do your best. But it's when that confidence transforms into arrogance that you have a problem. And Belton now exuding arrogance. And that cost him the match. He had Fleisch possibly won, possibly beaten down. He spent too much time, and even now he is spending too much time on the outside, posturing to the fans, talking nonsense to them. And that cover was appalling, quite frankly. You are not going to win a match against somebody the calibre of the Phoenix, covering him with 1 foot. Frankly, if I was referee Steve Linsky, I'd be tempted to disqualify him for mocking wrestling. Belton, though, coming off the top rope, and Fleisch able to get out of the way just in time before tasting that leg drop. Belton now clenching that right buttock. And that could easily have lost feeling in his legs there from that move. And of course, if he can't stand up, then he can't wrestle very easily. And look at that, Belton is having trouble putting any weight on his right leg at all. Phoenix now back up to his feet. Catching Mark Belton. Oh, a chop there from Belton, and that rang around the venue. Two men now exchanging blows, skin coming off the other's chest. And Belton's chest is red raw. And the Phoenix doesn't look too good either. The Phoenix now really starting to make a comeback. Comes off the middle rope, and there's that ring rust. Slips off the middle rope, nonetheless got the cover. Two! But the Phoenix, Jody Fleisch, despite giving it his all, despite wrestling so hard, despite pulling some great moves, just showing a little bit of a ring rust. He has been half a step off all night, slipped off the rope, gave Belton all he needed to recover. Now Belton with a cover. 1, 2! Fleisch kicks out. Both men down again. Fleisch going for the cover, hooks the leg, should be all 1. But a 2 count there, and Mark Belton kicking out. Nonetheless, Jody Fleisch certainly not disgracing himself here in the main event of Crunch 2005 as he whips Belton into the ropes, but gets caught with a big boot to the face. Belton now positioning Fleisch on the top turnbuckle. Be interesting to see what he's got in mind. Looks like he's going for a superplex off the middle ropes. And if he can hit it, this matchup may well be over. Fleisch reverses it, dropping Belton head first. And now Fleisch going to the opposite corner. And it looks like he is signalling. Here it is, the 720 DDT. And that should be all. Goes for the cover, one. Well, referee in position. And what the? James Tighe there. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Well, here comes Jonny Storm saving Jody Fleisch from James Tighe. But James Tighe out of nowhere breaking up the pinfall. Jody Fleisch had the match up one. He hit the 720 DDT. Belton would have been out for the count. Linsky distracted there. And now who's this? Who on earth is this? It's a masked man. And he is attacking Jody Fleisch with a pile driver. Referee Steve Linsky getting rid of Jonny Storm and James Tighe. 1, 2, 3. Well, Mark Belton there scoring the win after a masked assailant gave a pile driver to Jody Fleisch, and of course pile drivers are illegal within the FWA for good reason, and that being that they are very dangerous indeed. And who is this? Well, it looks like we might find out. Well, Storm getting his friend Jody Fleisch out of the ring. Oh no! Oh no! Please no! Anyone but it's Doug Williams. Anyone but him. Why, Doug? Please. Give me one good reason. Not like this, Doug. And Jonny Storm can't believe it. And quite frankly, neither can I. Well, the fans showing their displeasure. And look at that, Belton could care less, he's got the win. Doesn't quite understand it. While Belton and Williams and Tighe there shaking hands. No one among thieves, but what an unholy alliance those two make. And what a terrible way for Jody Fleisch's return match to end. Jody Fleisch appeared to have Mark Belton beaten. Bust out that 720 DDT. No one kicks out of that.
Look at you! How can you have the cheek to call me ugly? When was the last time you went to a gym?
Oh, come on, Mark Belton. You cannot believe that.
How can you?
Okay, Belton, you've won the match. Let's get out of here. Come on. I just want to know why Doug Williams is turned his back on us. Why, Doug? Why, Doug? Why like this? Well, there we go. Linsky officially recognising Mark Belton as the winner of the contest. Oh, and look at Mark Belton. Looks like he's just won the FA Cup final single-handedly. That could not be further from the truth. What a shame for the Phoenix. Wow, I'm disgusted. Jody Fleisch, it's great to see you back. But Doug Williams, I am disgusted. You should be fined and you should be suspended. Fans saying it's sold out. And thank you, Jody Fleisch and Jonny Storm, finally clearing the ring.
Now you fucking run now, Belton.
And they are nothing more than human effluent, in my opinion. James Tighe. Doug Williams, you are a champion in anybody's book. Why do you want to align yourself with this man James Tighe and this man Mark Belton? You are so much better than that. Why throw it all away? Well, fans, we hope you've enjoyed Crunch 2005. We'll see you at Vendetta.
Journey home and a very good night. Thank you very much.